Yeah, it's the Casimir Engine Show podcast. We've only got guests. Did you hear that? And that's a plural. Guests. And lots of editing tonight.
You're listening to the
That's me.
Ka. Hasn't that been done to death? Isn't that so 90s?
You think so?
Ka.
It's the Casimir engine. It's not ka.
And we're kicking off with, from Canada, it's Paragon Cause. We're off. And as I said, you're listening to the Casimir Engine Show podcast, and we have guests in our midst. We've only gone and got Triple Black Amo John back on the show.
Hello.
He's been on it.
Did you want more?
Yeah. I was thinking that maybe he would have done like something like the them people who are on the Steve Wright show and they do all that. Hi Kaz, yeah, it's really cool to be here and all that kind of stuff.
Hi, Cas. It's really cool to be here and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. That's exactly what we were looking for. Exactly what we're looking for. So we've just heard Paragon Cause from the fantastic new album, which is called Lies Between Us.
That was a great track.
It's a great
I
album,
love that
is. And it looks just the
Let's have a
Bee
look.
Gees, isn't it? We got it on
Wow.
cassette from analoguetrash.com.
Listen to... That's the sound of cassette magic,
That's
is.
beautiful. It is a great album. So
That's
all
good.
the way from Canada, that was someone else. What's on the show tonight, Cas? Who asked you? Well, Triple Black Amoeba asked me as he was coming into the studio this evening. He says, "Here, Cas, what's on the show tonight then, cocker?" She sounds like Mickey Flanagan all of a sudden. So what we got? We got a bit of news. I had some red velvet cake. I've got some downstairs, and I might challenge John to tell us what it tastes of. Because
Have you ever had blue velvet cake?
blue velvet cake? No, behave yourself. We've also got Arctic Blast news. Do you know what day? Do you know? Hang on a minute. We're losing bed music, but do you know what day it is today? I'm going to tell you. Right, it is National Frappe Day.
Wow.
Yeah, if you'd have gone to Starbucks today, you could have had a frappe and celebrated in style.
So it's not the friction thing.
The what?
Oh, sorry, that's frottage. It's not National Frottage Day.
No.
When's that?
Can't do that. We've got an interview with Analogue Electronic Whatever. Coming up, let's have a listen to new track off the new album. This is called How to Fly.
Calling all humans. You are cleared for takeoff.
So that was Analogue Electronic Whatever with a new track from a new album that was called How to Fly. So we had a chat, didn't we?
We had a chat with Mr. B.
Who is Analogue Electronic Whatever, plus guests.
And loads of interesting synthy chat.
We caught up with him about quarter of an hour ago, didn't we? Really? He told us all about the new album.
Yep.
A bit about his background.
Yeah, a bit of Gary Newman chat.
You played a synthesizer that we edited out.
Oh.
Or we're about to.
I'm going to play it again then.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah,
hell.
I am.
So, the only guest to appear on the Casimir Engine Show podcast who brings his own organ. See what I mean? See what it just don't get any worse than that, does it? So John brings his own organ to the show. Where do you get in touch with the Casimir Engine Show? You get in touch with us on at Casimir Podcast on Twitter, at Casimir Podcast on Facebook. If you want to write it out in full, it's the Casimir Engine Show Podcast, and you can catch up with all the millions and billions and trillions of episodes on www.casimirengine.com. Shall we? We're about to.
I've started.
You bought goods.
I've bought Christmas to Cas,
and it's just something that I really, really love, isn't it? Christmas. It's just one of those things that I just can't get enough of.
I bought him 6 deep-filled mince pies with festive cheer.
Festive cheer.
I looked at your face then, and the word cheer wouldn't come out of my mouth.
Yeah, it wasn't, was it? So we have got mince pies to munch on while we're listening to our chat with Analogue, Electronic, whatever.
Excellent.
We've got another track from the album called The Owl Service, which is it's a double A side of the new single.
Both good.
And we'll stick that on in between. We'll be back in a bit. Mince pie, John?
I'll have another one.
I'll go and mash the tea.
Lovely.
Everybody down south going, what's mash the tea?
All right, my son.
You're listening to the Casimir Engine Show podcast.
Hello?
Mr. B.
Yeah. Hiya.
'Tis I, the Casimir Engine, and Triple Black Amo John. I think this is going to be the first where we've got 3 people talking together who aren't using their own names. So we've got Mr. B from Analogue, Electronic, whatever.
Or JB.
Or JB. JB, which one do you prefer?
JB. Fine.
JB, TBA.
That's less formal, isn't it?
It is really, isn't it? TBA and CE. Right, so we've put a few questions together. If you're all right with that, we'll kick off. Is that okay?
You mean we haven't kicked off already?
Well, we kind of have. We just got to edit John out, really. That's it.
I've had my best salesman voice on up till now. So.
All right. Last time we met, or the first time we met, we were at the records office in Matlock, and we saw yourself and the fab Jamie Joseph. And you were performing Fly Me to the Moon, which I think was your last single?
Yes, that's right, the last vinyl single, yeah.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, it was an incredible event. But you've got a new album coming out.
Yes, just hot off the press today. Just collected it from the Audio Tape people, which is a fantastic cassette manufacturer in Leicester.
Okay.
And it'll be out for Cassette Store Day this Saturday.
Wow! Oh, I didn't know it was this Saturday.
Yeah, 12th of October is International Cassette Store Day for all those people. They're all from all over the world. People be rushing towards the cassette store.
All right, because there's one in every single corner, isn't there? There's one on every corner. I've got to say, there's a huge growth in cassette sales, which is surprising. But I've been picking them up quite regularly from our friends at Analogue Trash, and they're just beautiful things to have. I've got your last album. I picked up your last album on cassette. Yeah. What has been the change for you since the last album?
It's definitely a development sort of instrumentally and possibly a bit more vocally, working with people like Jamie, who's absolutely superb, as you mentioned, such a talent. Made me think about some of the vocal aspects of the album a little bit more. It's definitely got a bit more of a current theme about the chaos of everything at the moment.
Yeah.
That's sort of a bit of a theme of the album. And obviously, some of our fascination for those things that go wobble and bleep, like the radiophonic workshops, lots of experimental sounds have been introduced into the album by just fiddling, really. Hence a bit of the title of the album. More Right Than Wobble could be interpreted in several ways: politically, instrumentally, psychologically. So I think it's definitely everybody's wobbling. I mean,
yeah, psychologically, I like that. So what got you into the electronic music? Have you always been interested in that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, always been interested in synthesizers and making those sorts of sounds. But the main thing I wanted to do was, I don't know, there's just there's so much classic music, synth music, isn't there? And there's just not enough new music that I thought was using the same sound that was good songs. So my aspiration is to write good songs using some of the same sort of sounds that have been used in the past.
I think you've got a marvellous sound world on the 2 tracks that I've heard off the new album, which really capture the kind of electronics that I grew up with, really liking at the back end of the 70s and early 80s. But obviously with modern themes and song structure. So I think what you're trying to do there is really good.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear the rest of the album.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And here's a synthy question for you then, which is analog versus digital versus virtual. Where do you stand on that? And I don't want to have an indicative vote followed by 6 months of arguing.
We can prorogue it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the name of the project, Analogue, Electronic, whatever, is the key to that answer to that question, because analog and digital, I love all those FM synths, digital synths, Yamaha synths, all those things sound great. And even some of the sounds on the album are just Casio keyboards. They're definitely not analog. And those drum machines as well, they're on there. They're all showing their head. I haven't used any virtual instruments, so it's all been instruments.
Wow. So
but I know that
there's no soft synths at all?
No.
Oh, wow.
No. You could argue that a keyboard is a virtual synth, I suppose, but it's all keyboards or hardware.
Who were you a fan of as a younger man?
Well, I'm going to go and see him on Thursday, Gary Newman.
Oh, wow. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's in Manchester. I saw him last year with the orchestra, and that was in Birmingham Symphony Hall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got to admire his work.
Did you see him all those years ago, or?
No, never. That's the first time I'd ever seen. First time I think I'd ever seen him. I might have seen him at a festival, I think, on one of the stages I think it might have been a weird one, like Warrington Music Festival or something.
That well-known festival.
Yeah.
That well-known festival. So answer those questions. There's Gary Newman, and I've really got into Japan at the moment, again, listening to Japan.
Wow.
David Sylvian.
I
have no idea.
Can I just say that I thought I was a David Sylvian lookalike as a younger person. But
really, I'd love to see those pictures.
No, because I look like Lady Diana Spencer. I'm going to say it was a fine line. It was a fine line, but
and
I
crossed it.
Unfortunately, I crossed it. Yeah.
Yes, I can see that could be an easy thing to do. I've actually got the album now, and I'm just I can completely it's right in front of me, and I can see how that could happen.
Just to let you know, I saw Tube Boy Army or Gary Newman the first time round, being a fair bit older, and saw him at Hammersmith Odeon or Palais or whatever it was, and it was so good. We bought tickets for the following night straight away and went back and saw it 2 nights, and I was just obsessed with replicas.
Yeah, you've got a new single coming out. We're on the 11th. It's How to Fly. Yeah.
Fly is the first track from the album, and the other side is called The Owl Service.
Yeah.
Which is the name of a book by someone called Alan Garner.
I really enjoyed of the 2 tracks. That really, I really like that one.
The Owl Service.
Yeah.
There's a longer version on the album.
Excellent.
Of that. Yeah. But people's Spotify sound limit is about 3 minutes, I think, and then they turn it off, don't they? So
really.
Yeah. Apparently,
I'm saying that to be honest. I don't even know what Spotify is, so I'm just going along with it.
And you say you picked up the cassettes today. How many cassettes do you have to do in a run? What is it? Is it?
I've only done 50 at the moment.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any more needed. But
does it come with a free pencil to rewind the cassette at the end?
Yeah.
Of course it does. It's essential.
I think this should be a new. I think there's a real marketing thing here as cassettes become more popular.
So where can we get the album?
The cassette can be ordered on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It's in some of our local shops: Nottingham, Rough Trade, Coventry, The Drop-In, Vanishing Point in Chesterfield.
Yeah. And what do you know? What your Bandcamp address is?
No, if you type Analogue, electronic, whatever into any search engine, I think Bandcamp comes up straight away.
Okay.
I can tell you now. Look it for you. While you can edit this bit out, can't you?
Well, most of it is being edited out at the moment.
It's probably actually going to start with what you're about to tell us. Welcome to the Casimir Engine Show.
It's just analog electronic whatever.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
So it's as simple as.
Can I just say, while we're still talking about the single, I love the cover as well.
Yeah, who does the artwork?
I have to say, you've really channeled, I think you're probably a fair bit younger than me, but you've really channeled the kind of early 70s Sainsbury's own brand.
Yeah.
It's those colours and that.
I didn't realise.
Oh, it's absolutely modern retro brilliant.
But who does your artwork? Is it your fair hands?
It's my fair idea.
Oh right.
And then I asked a friend to make it happen.
Did your friend work for Sainsbury's?
That's a question to ask tomorrow. Actually.
Yeah.
Well,
he never worked. I mean, he's interpreted my idea for that design.
But we wish you all the greatest of success with the album.
Thank you very much, and
we'll
thank you for the support and the compliments there.
No,
we
always
appreciate it.
One very quick last question, please, about synths. Sliders,
knobs.
You're
not asking me another question.
No, this is important. Sliders, knobs, or buttons?
If I've got to give a favourite, it's got to be a nice heavy knob, I think.
Well, I was hoping you were going to say that so I could snip it out and use it as
you do realise that is the only bit of the show that's going to be used now.
I did realise that I've just fed you the line.
It's perfect, mate.
That's all we needed. Thank you very much for that. Hey, thanks ever so much for coming on the show anyway.
And I'll put there'll be more tracks out over the next few months from the album as well. So, John, thanks for listening to those, and I hope you enjoy the others as they come out.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thanks very much for joining us.
Okay, have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.
The time had now come to put the new human world order into practice.
Be you ready to hear the voice of those crying out for wisdom? listening to the Casimir Engine Show podcast.
There you go. That was Mr. B from AEW with TBA and CE.
So many initials.
That was incredible, wasn't it?
He's a good chap.
He's a great chap. And he makes a great album. I saw it, was like I said, I think I said during the chat, if I hadn't edited that bit out, I did see him kind of a live performance up at the Records office and with Jamie Joseph. And it was excellent, absolutely excellent.
It was on a moon-related theme, wasn't it?
It was. Oh, hey, give us your fact, John. Fact of the day. Fact of the day with John Triple Black Amo. What's your fact, John?
Well, on this day
in history,
60 years ago, was the first time human beings saw the far side of the moon. Which is, of course, not the dark side of the moon.
Now,
there is no dark side of the moon.
Right, yeah, you got to clear this up because an astronomical person, he contacted us saying it ain't the dark side of the moon. Why ain't it the dark side of the moon?
Because it gets lit up like everything else. It's just one side of the moon always faces Earth.
It's in what's called a locked.
Yeah, it's in a locked orbit.
Right.
You have to watch an animation of it to see how it works, because I look at it and think I still don't understand it. But what I do understand is 60 years ago today, the Russians, using Luna 3, orbited the far side of the moon and took pictures and then sent them back to Earth. And we realised, and it looks completely different from the near side.
Well, I don't know whether you listened to last week's podcast, John.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Last week I went to see the moon in Derby.
It was good.
It was excellent. So I have seen the other side of the moon. And you're right, it does look different.
It is different.
It does look different. I'm wondering which side's got bombarded by asteroids and comets.
But it'll be the far side, won't it? Because it's facing out.
Yeah, true. Anyway,
did you learn much on this, Sarah?
That was like the sky at night, wasn't it? We've got some music that we need to get through mucho pronto.
Oi, Casimir Engine! I've listened to your show and it's a shambles!
Put that on, I haven't played it for ages. Hey, John! Oh, hang on, I haven't switched your mic. Hey, John.
Yep.
Why aren't you shaking your big fat booty tonight? Have I overstepped the mark? You weren't expecting that, were you?
I didn't know we were going into Strictly Talk.
No, we're only going into Strictly Talk because you've bought your own track. No other guest has ever bought their own music with them and said, can you play this?
Do you remember the famous opera singer who only played her own tracks on Desert Island Discs? Every single... Yeah. Was it Dame...
Kiritiki? Kawana. Who sang that? Here's a question for you, right? We'll do a quiz thing while we're... Who sang that song then? That's I'm trying to say Dame Kiritikawana, but it was...
You've turned borderline racism into a quiz. That's really clever.
Who sang that?
Wasn't that a Coke advert?
No, that was...
Oh, no, that's what you did after you took Coke.
Yeah. Right, what was that? Who sang that?
Oh, it was in a really deep voice, wasn't it?
That one, anyway. So if you know, let us know at the Casimir Engine Show podcast on Twitter, at Casimir Podcast on Facebook. So why aren't you dancing?
There's no class tonight.
Oh, right. So, and what do you do when you go? Do you learn? Do they
dancing, actually, I know.
Yeah, but do they teach you? Is it like...
No, what you do is you turn up in a room with a load of strangers, they play some music, and then your body just moves around naturally.
Obviously, this is a sensitive subject. So, do they teach you? Do they say, right, and tonight we're going to be doing the waltz? Did they do that?
Yeah.
And then they go 1 foot here, 1 foot there.
Well, they don't mention your ears. So, because that, this is quite good. I reckon I could knock something out to this.
Really? I've lost me. Ooh! I've got something for you. You were asking earlier what has got Casimir's goat today. So I'm in a coffee shop earlier today because I'm in between having tyres. It's a long story. I've had to have new tyres on the Casimir. But there's a man on a conference call, or a youth. He was a youth. Well,
I hate him already.
Yeah, he wasn't very old. And he's having a conference call with some people in America, and he is making it widely known. Hang on. I'll take this out in the edit if I can.
What just happened?
Yeah, exactly. So this man, this youth, he's having a conference call with some people in America and all different countries. And so he comes to the end of his conference call, and he said, "Are there any more asks?" What?
Did you punch him in the face?
What does that mean? Why didn't he say, "Has anybody got any questions? Are there any more asks?" So the week before it was the hello chick, all right chick, everything all right chick, where we going chick, and all that. The girl who couldn't stop saying chick, and then we have man who says, "Are there any more asks?"
It's a world gone mad.
I cannot handle it anymore. Hello. But I can't. And talking of the handling, let's go straight into... Hang on a minute. I'm trying to find some... Here we go. Right, I'm going to get rid of the bongo bed. I'm getting rid of the bongo bed, and we're going straight into...
Just look at that. Light as a feather and trembling with naughtiness. Of course, the trouble with me is I never could say no.
Naughty?
John,
yes,
you are the only person to be in the same room when Naughty But Nice is a happening.
I feel almost it's kind of spiritual is the only way I can describe it.
I like to think of it that way too. But I've got some Naughty But Nice entries. And have you've got one?
I have got one.
But it's a Naughty But Nice name. Is this a new feature?
This was in...
Hold on.
Oh.
Naughty but nice.
You see, you have to time what you say when it says Naughty But Nice.
Do you know, it looks so easy when you're listening to it on the radio, but this podcasting business, it's so technical and... It's almost like dancing.
If you just do the same thing over and over again for weeks on end, it's that easy.
That's what I thought dancing would be. I've proved that wrong.
So you've got a Naughty But Nice name.
I have. This was in Holt,
yeah,
in sunny Norfolk.
Yeah.
And it's Norman Cockaday Court.
Norman Cockaday Court?
Yes.
Oh, it's like not an actual criminal court. It's
no, as in
a posh street.
Well, a enclave. So, that's not the right word, is it?
John brings us Norman Cockaday Court in Norfolk.
Naughty. But nice.
So I bought my own. I've got Godfrey's Hole in Wirksworth. Yeah, it's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've also got James in York. He came in with Cumming Street in London.
To the point.
Paul in Oxford. Balls Green. That's in Kent.
That's an unpleasant condition.
Yeah. I've got Crotch Crescent, and that's in Oxford. That was from... How come Paul in Oxford didn't know Crotch Crescent? That's what I want to know.
Crotch Crescent. Is that next to Norman Cockaday Court?
I think this one's right up your alley, John. You're going to like this one. We always finish on a big one. So there is actually a place. It was sent in by Colin from Portsmouth. Oh, I ain't got a track ready.
Well done, Colin.
Fudge Pack on Humber.
Naughty.
Like everything now.
Can you believe there is actually a place called... And Google it, I promise you, there is actually a place...
Yeah, I wouldn't do it on a work computer, though.
Fudge Pack. I did earlier this afternoon. I can't believe it. Yeah, that's going to...
Yeah, you're going to be doing more podcasting.
My Google Analytics are stuffed, aren't they, this week? Hey, this is the Bagatelles with Point of View.
I do, that you can see things from my point of view. I want to be your sun, illuminate your life, be the light at the end of your tunnel. I'll be your galaxy, everything that you've ever wanted, 'cause you're a stunner. You know as well as I do that you can see things from my point of view. You can see things from my point of view. Yes, you do.
That's the Bagatelles. That was John shouting in the background as well.
I've not got the hang of this podcasting lark.
That's Point of View by Kirkhighton's. Kirkhighton. Do you know what Kirkhighton is? It's out near Wirksworth. That was the Bagatelles. You can get all the details if you go onto our Twitter page and onto our Facebook page. We'll post all the details up. I'm desperately trying to find a bit of this, I think. It's the Casimir Engine Show podcast special.
It is.
From Triple Black Amo John.
All free.
It's Luna 3 for free. That is Triple Black Amo John sitting aside of me now. That is Casimir Engine Show special, not available anywhere else, and that was the first play of Luna 3 to celebrate the Ruskies looking at the far side of the moon. John. Oh, hang on a minute.
Go on. Vinyl.
You're admiring my vinyl collection.
I was admiring your 12 inches.
Yes.
And looking quite worn, some of them.
I know these tracksuit bottoms are a bit tight. I did realise that when you came round.
Yeah, talk about underline it. Yeah. Anyway, so it's getting worse, not better. Anyway, the vinyl thing.
Yeah.
The window of opportunity, if you want to sell off some of your classic vinyl, is going to be closing, because there's going to be a whole generation who are just not going to want those kind of bands.
Why weren't they on vinyl?
Well, I read this thing about Aston Martin DB5s. You know, the absolute classic James Bond car.
Oh, the one with the ejector and
the guns. You'd pay, I don't know, over $1 million for a good one of those now.
Yeah.
Because kids, when they were young, grew up with that on their walls.
Yeah.
And some of them grew up to make lots of money, so they inflated the price because they could buy them when they got to an age where they wanted their childhood car. Kids now don't want an Aston Martin DB5 because they grew up with, I don't know, something else on their wall. Look, you said the Lotus Spirit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the one that went underwater.
The white one with Roger Moore.
So, you know, when our kids grow up and make loads of money...
They're not going to want vinyl?
Well, they might, but they won't want our bands necessarily. Because it'd be like us going out and buying a wax disc recording of Benny Goodman.
I see.
Why not? Actually,
well, yeah, but you would. Yeah, you would.
Have you got any Benny Goodman?
I haven't got. I don't think I have got any Benny Goodman on me. No, I see what you mean. And there's no emotional attachment to. And I suppose none of the bands that kids would have like Oasis, didn't make a massive amount of vinyl. No. Only the new stuff, like you said, is of a poor quality pressing.
The pressings of some vinyl now are, particularly the mainstream ones where they're trying to be trendy.
Yeah.
And just, you have to mix, apparently you have to have an entirely different mix for vinyl than you do for like CDs or downloads to get the bass right.
So I've got to get rid of all my records.
Yeah, sell them.
To make some cash.
Yeah.
I've got a collection of beer mats that I'm going to show you while this is playing. That I'm
Help
thinking
me, please.
It might be.
If you have access to a phone, please ring the police.
It might be worth it. Hey, this is Oh Baby by The Art of Sleeping Alone.
Oh.
See what you think to this.
In the dark
The Art of Sleeping Alone. Oh no, I'm still. Now you see, I'm still. I nearly swore then because I keep on doing it. I've not been good with me microphone thing over this episode.
That's his way of saying nothing I've said.
Yeah, nothing's been recorded.
Excellent.
Whatsoever.
Best bits then.
We've got a couple of tracks to play. Lefty Chris from Worksworth, lead singer off Left Hand Drive. New album coming out.
Excellent.
And he's let us have first dibs at a new single.
Another exclusive.
Another exclusive. Show. And also we got a track from Jen Hammond, my new Bezzy down in Brighton.
Very trendy.
And he had a band called Panicking Hares, and there's a track called Honestly Speaking. John,
yes,
thank you very much for bringing in the mince pies.
Bringing a bit of Christmas.
Bringing a bit of festive cheer in October, because I went into B&Q the other day. I ain't playing my bed music. We went into B&Q the other day. I mean, Christmas trees everywhere.
Other hardware stores are available.
Yeah,
why is it say that?
Well, why is Christmas coming so early? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Because it's old.
Yeah, true. I'm just getting older and older. So we got Lefty Chris coming up first. I'll go and put the kettle on once more.
Lovely.
So this is Jody Got a Car. From new album. We'll be posting up all of the details on the Casimir Engine Show podcast Facebook page and at Casimir Podcast on Twitter.
Won't you listen to the voices in my head? Put your ear to mine and let it be said. There's a hole in the wall. Can you see through it? Another place for me to fall. Will you see to it that the mirror never lies? Gotta sing a little love song, you can take it or leave it, but it's all I got. Oh, I used to walk in springtime, now I'm sweeping up the leaves where we fall. Never care for you. Did I stare at the wrong girl? You call me jealousy, but all I felt was love for the cards I was dealt. There's a leap of faith, she says, I believe it's a humble way to get some sleep at that time of grief. You know all is sacred. There's a leap of faith, she says, I believe there's a momentary light of all things real. I feel the need to wake up. Jody got a car, she'll go far, but only if her daddy invests in the best. But his premium sucks and she took that test, and he regrets the bet he placed on a failing. Mother says he needs some faith in love. A leap of faith, she says, I believe it's a humble way to get some sleep at the time of grief. You know all is sacred. I say, do I have to see to believe or believe to see? It troubles me. She says softly, get some sleep. I watch her sleep, I feel the leap. There's a momentary lack of all things real. I feel the need to wake her. She tells me she is not the one. Tell me what is right or wrong. Only love will be my lover.
That's Lefty Chris with the absolutely fantastic Jody Got a Car. Let me find a bit of something that we need to drop in here. Let's have a go with this.
Oi! Casimir engine!
So John, Triple Black Amo John, has come up with a new quiz that we are just posting up on Facebook. It's called Appropriate Music, I think. If John sticks his headphones on, if you stick your headphones on and listen to this, this is production. This is production.
Oh, seamless.
See what I mean?
Seamless.
So this the new quiz is. Yeah, you're on.
Oh,
you're
wow.
on. What's the for the first time I've switched it on.
Wow,
You're going,
fantastic.
Is it on?
Is it?
Is it on, mother? So yeah,
so the new
on.
quiz.
Yeah. What's it called?
It's called ABV.
Yeah.
Or RPM.
Nice one.
Yes.
And why is it called that?
Is this ABV is the percentage in a beer, so 3.5 light, 6-7 heavy, 10
that sounds
10 bench.
That sounds like the shipping forecast, John. You could have read the shipping forecast. So we've got
Carlsberg Special 3.5.
There you go. You see. So we've got
Tenants Extra 10. And RPM is revolutions per minute, as in 33 and a third, 45 or
66 and a half.
Oh, what was it?
75, 78.
78.
We're just not old enough. Are we?
I still play wax discs.
C30, C60, C90.
Go.
There you go. So we've got an album cover. Did you find another one?
I had to come back and put my headphones on.
Oh, right, you did, yeah. So we've got an album cover, and then we're strategically placing beer mats on the album cover.
Not black sticky tape.
Not black sticky tape, no. It's not John in One for the Ladies. It is ABV or RPM. And you've got to guess what the album is underneath the beer mats. Oh. The content just does not get any better.
Underneath the beer mats. We could get a jingle going.
Not with your organ, John. Not with your organ. Not getting that. Last track of the night, we've got Jem Hannum. That takes some saying. Jem Hannum. He had a band called Panicking Hares. This is a track called Honestly Speaking. We'll find another album, strategically place more beer mats, and we'll be back right after this.
Meet me on the mountain top when everybody is gone. Time it takes to loosen up, I'll sing another song. Bright and early from my bustle, I will come. Marketplace when everybody the angels in the wind now seem unalarmed. Better check their pockets twice to make sure they're not armed. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Dance with me on this lonely ocean falling at my feet. And then speak honestly. Meet me in the hedgerow maze when everybody's gone. Time it takes to loosen up. These angels will be gone. Bright and early from my bustle, I will come. Every time I feed my ghost, you know I leave my gun. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Dance with me on this lonely ocean falling at my feet. Let's speak honestly. Meet me on the mountain top. Meet me in the marketplace. Tell you what I'll do now. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Ring true all the ways in which I wrap my dreams around you. Dance with me on this lonely ocean falling at my feet.
That was the fantastic Panicking Hares. Oh, hang on a minute, I've gone wrong there. I need a bit of that, and I need to... That was Jem Hannum, ex-Matlock Bath, now in Brighton, ex-Panicked Hare, because he's going to be doing some new stuff.
Lots of X's in that.
Lots of X's, yeah, but he is on it like a Cortina bonnet doing new stuff, which we played a little bit last week. He's a talent and a half. He is a talent and a half.
Good stuff.
So we're still posting up ABV
or RPM.
I don't know where the orbit come. We might have to just work on that just that little bit longer. I suppose people could either name the beer or name the album. I suppose.
Well, if you want the really easy version, then yes, naming the beer that's written on the beer mat.
Not on Hofmeister Lager. Yeah, that one. That'll be quite easy. You've been listening to Triple Black Amo John.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in.
That's all right.
Thank you very much for the mince pies.
No worries.
Let's play.
Think thank you very much for the tune as well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for the music. You've been listening to Casimir Engine Show podcast. Don't forget, you can catch us on Twitter at Casimir Podcast, on Facebook at Casimir Podcast. I'll be back next week. Thanks very much, Triple Black.
Bye.
The Casimir Engine. Reliably mediocre.